Alright, so we are back on the Mana Symbol channel. Gonna play a little bit more of the Hullbreaker Horror. This new card is real fun. So it's a 7 mana, 7/8 for 5 blue blue. Can't be countered and flash. It has two different triggers. Whenever you cast a spell, return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So between those two abilities, it defends itself really well. Oh, you can joke about it, Roy. It's fine. Between those two triggers, it's very powerful at shutting your opponent out of the game and defending itself. And the question is, how do you get to 7 mana play it? I've done a few different decks now, Wilderness Reclamation in most of them. Then I tried one that was a teamer based with Ren and 6 just to let you keep making natural land drops. That worked pretty well. But in the back of my mind, I had the idea that, Blue Tron might be a really good home for it. Turns out Blue Tron Master, Trellon, was thinking the same thing, although he's currently on a kick or for some reason decided that the blue-green variant of his deck, of which there are many variants, is the ideal spot for it. So we also get to play a powerful X spell from Ravnica Allegiances, Hydroid Krasis, which is a jellyfish Hydra beast, and that's the most important part about it. But if there were other things important about it, it's that it costs X blue-green. It's a 0/0, but when you cast it, it gets that many +1/+1 counters, and you also gain half of X life and draw half of X cards. You draw these cards and gain this life as a trigger, so if you're against a control deck, this is a threat that they kind of feel pressured to counter that can be quite large, as well as a way to draw 3 or 4 cards. You can also gain life against aggressive decks. So that's nice. And we're playing 4 Solemn Simulacrum. Okay. I mean, I'm excited to do it. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. I'm excited to play 4 of this card in this deck. It is an artifact because you're playing this card Thirst for Knowledge, which is a really very, very reasonable draw spell. You draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard an artifact. And so you got to keep your artifact count reasonably high because preferably you don't want to have to discard 2 cards to that, although you'll do it in a pinch. And then we've got 4 Walking Ballista. This is just another good threat that's also early interaction in a deck that's not playing red, black, or white. We've got Simic Signet to fix our mana a little bit. Remand, Repeal, Condescend, all as reasonable tempo plans, and Expedition Map. So let's do it up. I think the whole reason that Magic exists, Badagaboosh, was to backwards evolve into the Hydroid Krasis, because Jellyfish Hydra, it just... Surprised there isn't a one of Golos Cascading Cataracts? Well, you don't have a way to find it, right, Roy? So Krasis and Hullbreaker are really good in your control matchups because they're both, in certain ways, uncounterable. Punt then Wine. Oh, God. So we're going to be getting against Amulet Titan, almost 100%. Got 2/3 of Tron and a Walking Ballista and a Solemn Simulacrum? All right. Yeah, right? Like, every card game is evolving towards having a Jellyfish Hydra Beast. I truly believe that. I mean, why would I say it if I didn't? Beast? I know it says Beast, but there's only one thing that thing really is.
Yeah, I'm a monkey! Give this monkey what she wants!
That's exactly what we're gonna do. The classic turn 3 Tron thing, where your opponent's like, "Oh God, what is it?" and then it's lackluster. It's almost tempting to go get the island now so that I can not get crushed by a Titan. But because they don't have an amulet, I'm more willing to go slow. Alright, we'll get the matching mine. So here is where they go land, Amulet, Garen Brig, Titan. Or not. Sorry, I needed to meme in chat because he attacked with the Grazer. He's gonna pump it, yeah. That's fine, I'll take the 2. It's a fine use of your turn, Punt. Fine use of your turn. So I think I want to play a 3/3 Ballista. I'm either playing a 3/3 or like a 1/1. I guess I don't have to play Ballista at all. I could play Thirst for Knowledge first and see if we just spike a blue land. Like 3 shots is pretty good. Okay, I kind of like this. Okay, so we got the Simic Signet, which is good enough here. We'll discard an artifact. We'll discard the Ballista. Play the Mine. Play the Signet. Okay. Could play 4/4 Hydroid Krasis, which gains me 2, draws me 2, but I'd rather not get Titaned here. This is 9 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can beat the Titan through that. Double strike. Oh, they're gonna do double strike and +2/+0, so I'm gonna take 8. This Dryad is thick. Fair. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that is how that works. I haven't played with the Signet in a while. So this time we have to discard 2. Do you eat Hullbreakers in sashimi or grilled? I mean, it depends on the day. Both are great. So let's just make a giant Krasis. So I've got 8. So I need to make sure I can counter a Titan next turn. Because, like, just the Hullbreaker Horror dies to the Dryad in combat. And I don't have an instant I can play unless they play a spell. So I think playing a Krasis this turn is better. And then I leave up, what, 4 mana to try to counter the Titan? They could have 10 mana. So what do I have to leave? 7? Or 6? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a 5/5 Krasis that beats the Dryad in combat, draws me 2. Yeah, that seems good enough. Don't they have 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 at absolute maximum, assuming they have 2, or I guess any 1 bounce land. So that means I need 6. But I'll leave 6. I'm going to leave 6. All right. They have Selesnya Sanctuary? Okay, so. But this play works, because this beats the Dryad, draws me 2 cards, gains me 2 life. Yeah, I really, really want to draw a Repeal. If I had 1 more blue, I could play the Kraken here, but that's fine. So now we just bounce the Dryad, right? So I leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably no wrong way to play this game at this point. Reach! All right. Seems easy enough. So no C's. Tails End's pretty bad. EE's okay. Obviously, I could stack up Dismember and Walking Ballista to kill. I guess Dismember kills Dryads. I think it is Roy. It doesn't feel particularly great, and it means I'm more incentivized to keep Walking Ballista in, which I don't. Yeah, Azusa. I always forget Azusa is like still pretty popular. Maybe like 2 Dismembers and 2 EE. Yeah, yeah. You think they're on 3 Azusa and 4 Cavern? Jeez, yeah. Yeah, their Caverns are really scary. But you can't spreading seize them. Like, they'll just bounce them very, very easily. Yeah, but I do think I want to cut out the Condescends. Especially on the draw. Like, realistically speaking, we shouldn't have... I know Ballista seems unappealing. I'm just trying to figure out how... Like, what... Like, do I want 1 more EE? Do I actually want the Condescends to try to fight their early crap? The thing is, if they come out swinging like they did last game, like, if they had the Titan on an earlier turn, it would have been Actually, I had the counter ready. But if they had a second one... split the difference. I don't like this many engineered explosives, though. All right. It's E just for Amulet. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, counters are okay against Karn. I mean, this hand is pretty okay. Gemstone Caverns on the play. Exile Forest. This means I can set up to remand. Yeah, I can set up to remand a Dryad. They took a mull? They did. Okay. Force Spike. Okay. Okay. Funny, I had considered cutting the Academy ruins from the mana base, but it does occasionally look kind of acceptable. Okay. Pick it up. Damn it. I mean, at least I have stuff to do. Yep. If they have Titan next turn, I'm gonna be in trouble. I mean, if they have to pact for the Titan, we can block that. If they want to play Amulet first, we can counter that. So I think I have to pass. Feels really crappy, but... Yeah, I was thinking about it, Roy. I was thinking about it. Do I condescend this for 3? Because they have Cavern, but now they don't have enough mana, right? Unless they go Cavern Bounce Land. I know they have Caverns. Their hand has to be Cavern Bounce Land Titan. And it has to be a natural Titan. Cavern Bounce Land, probably. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. The scry is kind of the one of the biggest. Like if this was just like, I don't know, power sync or whatever. Okay, so that's not the Tron land I need. I don't think Thirst for Knowledge is good enough here. Because they're about to Tron, or they're about to Titan. Why didn't they pay? That's a good question, Red 7. I don't know. Maybe something horrible is about to happen to me. I mean, this is punt and wine. I'm assuming they know exactly what they're doing. That's why. Uh-oh? No, I mean, let's see what they get. Not worried yet. Liquid metal coating? Sure. So I can't activate map anyway. Can't activate Ballista. Yeah, well, if they paid, it just meant like they were going to find a way to Titan me, right? Because then they go bounce land, bounce land. But one bounce land would have gotten it there if they had the Titan. I think this means they didn't have a Titan, guys. But it just may not matter at all. So I think we just go Solemn here. Which means I am going to get Stone Rained. Okay. Well, they chose right. Probably should have blocked. Oh well. Second Dryad? Okay. Yeah, I definitely should have blocked. Yeah, I just didn't think enough, Roy. I just didn't think enough before I did it.
Compadres,
basically the moment I made the decision, I immediately was like, oh, I regret this.
A shiny new donkey for whoever
No,
brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
Thanks for the follow there, Etnogram. Etnogram. This time. Omelet, okay. No, they're not gonna let us do that. I probably should have attacked their Karn last turn though, huh? I should have, yeah. So now they just group block the, I should have attacked their Karn last turn, forced the block.
Compadres, it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season. And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
Thanks for the follow there, Shogun Creel. I wish that there was some kind of tell for the Karn decks. I never know when it's going to be a Karn version of Titan. And 4X Cavern is just going to be really hard to beat if that's what they're on. Tail's End might even be worth it for hitting an expedition map too. But I don't know if they're on. No Seas. Well, Seas just gets bounced by their bounce lands, Shauna. It's like 2 mana, draw a card, do nothing, essentially. Almost every time. Yeah, let's try 2 Tail's End. I don't feel like strongly about it. But who knows? Maybe it's better than I think it is. Yeah, it's like maybe red 7, but that also means like something very specific happened in the game up to that point already. So like it's just I don't sideboard for things like that to happen. It's like when they happen, they happen. Like when someone sets up and then they play into your Remand that beats their pact, it's like, yeah. So this hand doesn't actually have anywhere to go after this map, so I might be mapping for blue. So they are on Saga. That's not a blue off the top. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get an island with this. I mean, obviously, depending on their turn too, but almost definitely I'm getting an island with this. Oh, Seas could let me turn a Tron land into an island. Eh? Eh? Eh. Protects you from Blood Moon? I mean, yeah, definitely in some matchups. No, I was just making a crappy joke, Roy. No mockery was intended. No mockery was intended. Not now, nor really ever. And of course, this game I desperately want the engineered explosives. Yeah, me too, Goddess Girl. I love Jens Thorn. Compared to Emrakul, I think Hydroid Krasis might be the more magnificent spaghetti monster. Excitement for Vegas is through the roof. That's exciting. Oh, card. Do I get bonus points for over countering it? I assume that I do. This is to play around them having 3 Simian Spirit Guides in hand. Power Plant is not what I need. But it is a land. I think we go bottom, main phase TFK. Like, I feel like I gotta get more going than what I have right now. Also, giving up info you don't need to give up. Sorry, what was that, Roy? Well, that was a pretty good draw. Over countering. Okay. Well, it's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I find tricky sometimes with like. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in theory. This gives them another 4 mana. But at the moment, if I send it back, they're done. They can recast the Dryad this turn if I remand it. That's fine. Oh, they recast the Dryad for 1, 2, 3. Then they play the bounce land, get 4 mana, and then filter. So they could Titan if I remand this. And if the land they have is Cavern, they can't Titan with that. They can't Titan with Cavern if I let this resolve, so we let this resolve. Okay. They also won't be able to resolve a Karn, so. Either eventuality work for me. Hopefully they have to Pact. Your line was definitely better on stream. I thought so. I think I'm funny. All right, they're gonna go Zeus, bounce land, Titan. Oh, okay. Okay, we're dead. I think. Yeah, we're just dead. So lost to Titan. They played 2 pretty good games. Our draw here was pretty close, but just couldn't quite get there. Pun always has it. I mean, not in game 1 they didn't. In game 1 they had nothing. Don't assume your Titan players always have it. But he has it 2 out of 3 times, and that's what makes someone a great Magic player. 66% win rate is phenomenally high. That's the nice thing about playing Magic Online, Roy. People can't do that. There's realistically no way to cheat it that people aren't somewhat aware of. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if I'm supposed to lead on the tower there. I don't think so. I don't think there's any realistic game that unfolds where I'm not playing the island fairly early. So no Luris makes me think Reanimator, Sewer. Okay. You mark your sagas. I think we'll Condescend this. No, it's a 2 mana spell. I want to remand this. Just run it back. Yikes. What do you mean this deck has clunky draws? Against Luris Hammer Time? Sorry, Luris-less Hammer Time? But, the builds from Crusher Bot typically aren't playing so much of the Silent Clearings, or maybe they're playing enough. I just want to see if they float the mana or if they make the construct. If they float the mana, I'm going to let them Pithing Needle my Expedition map if they want to, because it's just too dangerous to not have this Condescend if they can go for a kill you line, if in fact they are on Hammer Time. So if they want to needle my Expedition map, I'll take that on the chin. That is not what I was expecting to see there. This means they're looking for Metalcraft? Or they just want a flyer because they think I'm never going to have a blocker. Yeah, I don't think any of us expected that. Maybe Needles in Hand? Why wouldn't they cast it? Yeah, me too, Badagaboosh. Tower? I don't want tower. I mean, I'll take it. No, I'll bottom that, right? Because I already have my land drop. Yeah, I think I'd rather have something that isn't. Yeah, I agree, Jen and I, but oh, I should have left the ruins up so I could reset that next turn. Yeah, I definitely should have. That was a pretty significant punt. So we are putting the Walking Ballista because this give some play now against Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, Smith is fine. They've been missing a lot of land drops. They have 6 cards in hand, which is a little intimidating, but like they're choked on mana. So until they start unlocking that. Springleaf Drum. I have a second one. Just clear the threats. And they still don't have the land. Next turn they have the Springleaf Drum, but they still only have the 2 mana. Damn it. Not quick enough. Okay. Although even if I reset the map this turn, I wouldn't have enough mana to... Yeah. So we are to play Walking Ballista again and pass. And when they make Springleaf Drum, we go ping.
Just give him one of these.
Thanks for the follow, Jinkius Scooby.
Ooh, hey, ooh.
They have another Memnite or something like that, like, you know. Do you believe in life after love? I do. I do. But only if you say it really weird. Do you believe in life after love? So 4/4 Krasis loses to them having, I don't know, all sorts of shit. This means I'm literally playing nothing this turn, just setting up the map. But it does mean if we make it to the next turn, pretty much okay. Yeah, I mean it. Let's take the draw step. Perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but. So we're just on hard cast Hullbreaker here. No, if. Well, we'll see. Ornithopter's not an ink moth. They can't refly it if they get a hammer on it. So if they have 2 hammers, I'm very dead. No, I can jump block with the horror and soak up 8. Not great, but, you know. Tap the Thopter. Pure steel. Okay. It's spiking, huh? It's spiking. I assume because it's good in other formats. It's not because of Modern, I'll tell you that much. It's not because of Modern. Used to be 50? What? No way. They attack with this? Yeah, nothing in Pioneer yet. Okay. Wait. Okay. Correct, Hong. I think I would have attacked too with the Giver. So do I want to reset my map here to finally get my Tron online? I mean, it doesn't really help me that much. This turn, I just want to bounce all their creatures if I can. So how do I do it? 1, 2, 3, and then we play the map, and then we play the Krasis. Still not there. So we're taking the draw step. Probably. Also, if they don't have a Cigar today, we can just bounce hammers in combat. It's probably worth taking the draw step again, which is wild. That draw is insane. That draw is phenomenal. So now we go Krasis, bounce, Giver, and basically the game's over. Doesn't even need to be a very big Krasis. I still have a land drop. Do we try to spike? We can. Yeah. Play what? Well, play horror, then repeal? I don't have enough mana. So we play Krasis. Bounce the Giver. We don't have Tron yet. Like, I think... But repeal means we're not going anywhere in this game. The fact that I bounced the Giver also means that. There we go, spike the land. Not the land I was looking for, but keeps me in the game. Protection from blue, lifelink. Alright, not attacking. Good luck, opponent. You're against the Hullbreaker. No, it wasn't. It was indeed not the land I was looking for. Yeah, excuse me, this is U Tron. It sounds exactly like it plays. Ugh. So they're off white? But, like, I can pay for that and bounce the Thopter. So I'll let him go to combat. Because if they had a white land in hand, they could replay the Pure Steel, which I guess doesn't really matter. They're about to get... I think they're about to realize how not in this game they are. Repeal's about to be gross. Even the front side, I'm just bouncing the Thopter. U Tron is also the normal sound effect of anyone who runs into Green Tron in the queues. I don't think that's what anyone calls it, Jen and I. Pretty sure that's not right. I don't think that's true. It gives them another white mana. Not in a way that's relevant to me at the moment, though. Oh, I don't want to bounce the Ornithopter because the Ornithopter is a free creature. Okay, so now I'll give them one card draw to bounce the Giver. Oh no, they tapped the Springleaf. Okay, perfect. Now we do this. This trigger bounces. Sorry, not a spell. All right, you're doomed. You're doomed, opponent. I don't know what people have against Blue Tron. I like Blue Tron. So I need to leave up a blue. Probably letting them draw a card here. All right, they scoop. So EE is insane. C's is okay. Counters are generally not good, and they're certainly going to be worse on the draw, I think. Yeah, that is true, Last God. Although the Infinite Mindslaver part was, like, kind of always the most speculative. I don't know if you want Dismember here. I guess so, because I guess their key cards are so important. I think I want to pull back on, like, a Krasis and a Solemn, just because they're clunky. And then on the play, I think I want more copies of Condescend back. Tails End for the memes? I don't think so. I don't personally agree with the Tails Ends, but, like, Trellon built the deck, and, like, I trust his version of being a crazy pilot of these kind of decks. Tails End the Sigarda's Aid? No. I don't think that's what that's for. I don't think I can keep this. Definitely can keep that. Natty Tron? Keep the map for the blue mana, ship the Krasis? Failed into your Ryan trigger. That's the dream. So, as per usual, what? I guess with this hand, I don't have to let them have the. I don't have to let them have the turn to kill. No, I don't. I don't have to do that, Jinkies. I still get Tron on turn 4 here, and that's what we're normally looking for. So, double hammer. Yeah, go for it.
Make way for Willie! I said make way for Willie, you bloated gust bug!
So single hammer. We go repeal into untap Dismember the Esper Sentinel. I mean, I don't have to kill the Esper Sentinel at sorcery speed, but good. You're nattying so hard you have an extra piece, yeah. Now I have an extra piece. So I'll play that one out first. Just pass it back here. Pure Steel would be the nightmare here. They Pure Steel, yeah, so we kill the Esper Sentinel in response. I mean, Hull's not too late. If anything, the Hull's too early, right? Like, I just kind of... I mean, it would have been nice on turn 1, yeah. Right. So if they have another hammer, I'm just dead. Any artifact is really bad. 8 is acceptable. I'm in danger. Oh my god, what the hell is this draw? Yeah, I mean, we just, like, realistically, we can't dodge them. Oh. So this is fetch, crack, silent clearing. So they drew a redraw. Okay. Technically, we could play through this. Only taking 12. Them splitting it up is dangerous. Although, well, we'll see. There's no blast zone. I didn't build the deck, huh? It would be very good here. There's Tolaria West for EE. Yep, no worries. I'm 1 mana short of Tolaria West for EE being any use here, but I think that's what I pick up. I don't even have the second blue yet, but if, like... So in theory, this blocks whatever the hammer's on and kills the other creatures. All right. I would put it into a. I would put that in a cabinet, telling cat. I'd put that into a cabinet and leave it there until you have correct things to mix with it. Not out of any purist kind of thing. It's more that it's not a very good. It's not very good at anything. Just a bad orange flavored liqueur. Because they don't have a flash piece of equipment, because they wouldn't have let that first ping resolve. If they have Shadow Spear, I'm dead anyway. They didn't put Luris in their hand. Okay. Well, can I pay for the tax here? I think so. Well, if I wasn't flooding so badly. Oh, but now I can just transmute for another Ballista, right? And just blow them away and not worry about the Luris so much? Huh, fun. That is what I shall do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One goes into that, so we get a 4/4. The Will Hall Experiment. Hitting us with that raid. Well,
run,
we
but you can't
are
glide.
being reasonably experimental here, both with our lovely jam from the Edgar Winter group. This is Frankenstein. But also playing some blue-green Tron with Hullbreaker Horror. Dude. Our opponent has made an egregious error by not putting their Luris in their hand. It's in the title, Will. It's in the title. You didn't read. I put the information out. Wow. Okay. Diffuse their turn 2 and 3 attempts to kill you. Win. Thanks, Will. That means a lot to me. I don't even know you very well, but I'd like to. I'd like to. Seem like a hell of a human being. It's Diet Tron. It's Canadian Tron. It's Tron, but it's slightly less horrible. Nova XP, thanks for the follow. I missed that one. Second. It's not Neutron, it's U Tron. You're going to mandate? Only if it's mandated. I'm only strong armed into dating men. Bro date is different. Well, I already have a heterosexual life partner, so. Alright. Who thinks they're gonna put us on. Hey, you're an army man, Will. You look like it. Hit that PT hard. Oh yeah, what does PT stand for in the army context? It's not personal training, is it? Physical training? Probably physical training. I have no idea. Physical training. Okay, that makes sense. Poot Tamp. Fair. Interesting if true. Oh no. Oh no, we found the other one. We found someone doing the scarier thing. Oh no. I don't know if I'm favored here, but I feel that I am in danger. Tron Mirror. Not quite. One of these things is not like the other. No fair, they're playing good cards. We don't know that. They could have just played a Reality Smasher. Okay. I want to play these Solemn Simulacrums, but Mirror is giving us a bit too much credit. Well, guess we'll do that. Oh, that's nice. Unless they draw the next Tron land. I don't know why this deck is playing Solemn Simulacrum. I mean, I like him. Oh, no. Oh, my God. So 5 plus 4. No, it's very intentional, JK. We can repeal it? Yeah, but we can't repeal the Sundering Titan at the same time. Remand into repeal? It doesn't solve anything. I think I want to cycle my Remand and then potentially counter what they get with Karn. And if they get Liquid Metal Coating, we get to bounce it. Yeah, the Remand into Condescend is the plan. But not condescending the Karn. We're going to let them get what they get. Yeah. 6? Oh, they're just tapping that way. All right. Because with Liquid Metal, they should pass the turn. We get to bounce it at end step. Yeah. It doesn't solve my problems, but see that they drew the right land. I did not. So we have to do like this into that. Just pray they don't have another payoff. Clearly the better Tron player. I mean, no, giving me a card draw. That doesn't seem smart. Could it trade a Ballista for Karn? No, I can't. No, I cannot. What? The whole time? The whole time? Oh. But they can't, if they don't have another land, they can't Sundering Titan me. Duh? What do you mean, duh? I'm not against you. And I'm not against Mateus. I don't know any other hard line E-Troners. Yeah, but I have Force Spike. I have Force Spike Kaya. I hope they Sunder here. No, Trellon, they could Sundering me afterwards. I need them not to have another land. Also, hi, Trellon. Like, I've got two Condescends. We should be okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No Condescend to scry to? I mean, I needed to worry about their next play. So, like, I'll do it here. Not what I need. That's not good enough. We beat Hammer Time in spectacular fashion, Trellon, and I went 1-2 against Amulet. It was pretty tough. I mean, oh, this means next turn we just lose to them getting something big. We're basically losing this game anyway. They hit their Tron on turn 5, and we didn't. So this is what happens. If they Sunder me, though, it could end up okay for us. Which I'm assuming I'm about to find out that that's 100% not true. Hey, Perpy. But I think if they Sunder us, it's like not actually game over. It's really, really bad, but it's not game over. Ballista? Okay, that's not fair. Oh no, Karn shuts down their Ballista, right? I mean, it's shutting down my Ballista. That only seems fair. Okay, this is a Spreading Seas matchup. And yeah, Dismember. That's probably it. I think Repeal is generally quite poor here. Everything's just really expensive. Yeah, Trellon, why is Solemn Simulacrum in this deck? I love this card, but it doesn't seem playable. Okay. If that's your explanation, I accept it. I probably won't play them in the future. Less blue-green source? Nah. Simic Signet's way better. Even the blue-green Talisman. Okay. I think this is where I want to be. It's a lot of payoffs. That's a lot of nothing. But okay. So this is the land play where we could spike the turn 2 Tron. Oh, for the love of... Well, I brought in... You know, sometimes this world, they just keep their 7, go, listen, your counter spells are irrelevant, and also... thanks for follow there, Ian Hurst.
I said make way for Willie, you bloody
Good lord.
gasbag.
Well, it's not like the first hand was going to treat me any better. Actually, it probably would have. Well, whatever. Maybe they don't have a third land. Oh my god, they don't have a third land. Oh. What the hell was that? Why would you do that? Why? Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy when people do that. So literally no purpose. I mean, technically there is, but it's like, come on. Do you think I'm going to uncounterably counter your Matter Reshaper more or less because I don't know you have the next land? All right. Well, that was a good matchup. We were eventually going to draw into Tron. Too bad I got Stone Rain by them casting Karn. So we lost to 2 Karn, the Great Creator decks. So, unsurprisingly, the deck with Walking Ballista and Simic Signet and Expedition Map might be a little soft to Karn, the Great Creator. Was there Reshaper Summoning Sick? Which one and when? Did they miss an attack? Is that... I mean, not that it matters. I was still dead, but... I can't return to game. Was there a Shaper Summoning Sick? When? They played one. They attacked with it. They played the second one. No, it wasn't. They attacked with the... They attacked with the first one, then they played the second one, and then played the land. They played the second one uncounterably, and then they played the land. So it was like... It's just like one of those things where I'm like... Why? You gave me hope, opponent. Why would you do that? A flash creature out of Blue Tron? No, but like when they went to go play the Matter Reshaper, it's just one of those things that like the longer people take before they play their land on their turn, the more I feel like they just don't have the next land drop, which in that case was something I needed them not to have for me to have a chance. And like maybe they thought I was going to do something in combat and then post combat they'd go land Karn. But like again, it makes sense for them not to play the land in the first main phase. But in the second main phase, it just didn't make any sense to me for them to play the land after the Matter Reshaper. Like it was uncounterable anyway, so it. Okay, so we got double power plant, Signet. This is turn 3, X2 Ballista or Solemn Simulacrum. Okay, maybe a non-aggro deck finally. Non-aggro / non-combo. So this hand should be reasonable and fair against this, whatever it is. Oh no, it's probably Rhinos. Never mind. Say it is bad. Oh, it's Infect? It is Infect. This hand sucks against Infect. Well then. Aren't I amazingly dead? Yeah, we'll play the Ballista and just sit on it, I guess. No, I should ping this, right? Just buy myself the extra turn. Sorry, the hand sucks. Walking Ballista is great. Mutagenic growth me, baby. Nope. Yeah. Well, next turn I get to go Signet, hold Remand. They might. No. I know, Kaya. I know. It's like playing against Hammer Time. If you keep all the creatures off the board, the matchup is really, really straightforward. Roy. The classic Magic player instinct of I want to always get my opponent the most, so I have to do everything that's an instant at instant speed is not always a good plan. Are they gonna ice me? Like what is this pause on my upkeep? They shocked in, so they have 3 lands. But like what for? What are they gonna do? How much does that thing cost, Roy? The instant that makes the 2 Infect tokens? It's 4, right? 3 in a green? Yes. Agreed, Hong. Okay. You got it, opponent. Yeah, that's the plan, Roy. Just send it back. Again, you just gotta keep the board clean. Just keep everything off the board. You'll be fine. That's a very good draw. Not good enough, but good. Okay. Definitely Perpy. Definitely. Do it again? Do I want to draw into the TFK? No. I want to draw into a land. We're getting there. Yeah, but I couldn't cast it this turn. Notes in an octave. That's the problem with that. The problem is that when they finally do attack with the Blighted Agent, they've almost definitely drawn enough cards, drawn enough pump spells to kill me immediately. Now, maybe they don't go all in if I can leave some mana up, but we'll see. Noble, sure. So I could go land into Hullbreaker here. I think I'm supposed to. Because if I hold up all my mana, I don't think they'll go for the kill here. They're attacking for 3 per turn. Like, that's a pretty good clock. Playing the Solemn does, like, literally nothing for me this turn. Whereas Hullbreaker into Solemn means they have to use a piece of interaction on my turn to protect the Blighted Agent from getting bounced. So I just need them not to push. They're fetching pre-combat, so I feel like I'm dead. Maybe it's just a second hierarch. Scale up? Or, what's the... You're using the Pendlehaven, right? They're not using the Pendlehaven. Either they're a newer Infect... No, they're doing it now. Probably multiple protection spells. Sure. I mean, I don't have a play here. No, this is what's the dig? Not dig. Delve. I kept trying to name the delve spell and I can't name the delve spell. No, I have no idea what the delve spell is called anymore. Become Immense, thank you. It's just such an awkward name, I couldn't find it. Okay, that's 9. Got one more? They do not. All right. God damn it. Main deck suspend. Oh. I can't draw a single card from this point. We're just dead. The tower was the next card and then a repeal. Goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, it's a new card. It's seen relatively little play, Roy, so it's Oh, I mean, I agree. I couldn't play around anything there though. Like that's the thing. Like when you say it's like it makes it harder to play around, it's like yeah, but I couldn't play around anything. Are there things that beat the Kraken there? Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't play around any of them. I had to play that exactly the way I did at exactly that moment. Like, so it just doesn't matter. Like, whereas I played a previous game and people were like, "Why do you keep not playing the Kraken at end of turn? You could play the Kraken to play the Kraken at end of turn." And I'm like, guys, they're on a deck that sideboards Dispatch, and I just like I don't need to lose this game to them having Dispatch right now, so I'm just not going to. It's 100% a thing they can and will do. So let's just not lose to it. And it turned out that what they had in their hand was a Galvanic Blast, but it didn't mean that it was right to play into it. Bounce this and play EE on one? Think I like that. I definitely want the Hierarch off the battlefield this turn. Now let's go to this song key for you guys. You're just unaware of what you're unaware of? Are you saying there's known knowns and then there's unknown unknowns, Roy? Things you don't know you don't know? Okay. I don't think the opponent understands how good at Infect Chicken I am. I'm very good at Infect Chicken, thanks to Roy. Pendlehaven. Gosh, that's annoying. So we get the power plant here, which means I can crank one of my ballistas. So we're on 4 shots. Well, black-green Infect is still kind of okay, Radio John Murphy. Again, it's like, it's not, again, I'm not saying that it's like good enough to like compete with the tier 1 strategies, but it's good enough to top 32 kind of consistently. I didn't do this, Larynx, for clarity. I did not make this list. All right, I guess they're able to beat 4. I guess it doesn't matter when I do this. They can still get me if they have the triple. They might just be doing this to clear the 2 ballistas. So they have to have double mutagenic here? If they have it, I'm super dead. Wow, they really screwed this turn up. Wow. There's no way they should have started that fight. I'm disappointed. That is not the kind of plays you can make if you're expecting to win with blue-green. Now, to be fair, I don't know if they were winning this game anyway. Like, it was just getting worse and worse and worse for them. But, like, well, I don't know why they started the fight there. They did not need to start that fight. Yeah, like... Yeah, I agree, Guma. Like, I definitely should have done it before the fight started at all. Yeah, I should have done it in response to the Ink Moth activation. That was the only time on their turn that was, like, reasonable to do it. I'll be back in 1 second. And we'll get into game 3 here. All right. I had to rinse out my smoothie cup. Otherwise, it becomes encrusted with leftover protein powder. Yep, this is a keep. Or your counter spells mismatch. I mean, Tron lands. Exactly. Am I ditching the EE or one of the repeals? I guess it's one of the repeals. I kind of want to ditch the EE. EE. Okay. Maybe map? Really? You think so? It was my first thought, but it just seems so wrong. You know what? If it's Trellon's first instinct is to ditch the map, then I'm okay with it. Like, that's what I wanted to do, but I was like, there's no way that's right. It can't be. Okay, so them having nothing on 1 means, like, you know, it would have been really nice, but... Because... Yeah, I agree, like, we are strapping in for a long game. Because I ditched the map, I think I'm going to Spreading Seas the Waterlog Grove, which doesn't feel great. But I have a Dismember for a Blighted Agent, and this takes them off a green source, which they can't redraw with that anymore. No, that's okay, Radio John Murphy. Land, please. 24 land deck. We took a redraw. 1 land, please. Really appreciate it. Well, it's not bad. Can repeal the seas. I mean, yeah, that's true. Then reset it onto an ink moth. Okay. I guess I'll take that. I do love Ron Howard's constant voiceover on Arrested Development. It just gives me joy. Gives me great, great joy. Good draw. Ballista X2? I guess they could add Suspend for this. They still don't have a creature, right? And I still have a Repeal, so it's like... The other option here was like pass through their turn and then like repeal my seas, play my seas, which is fine. So it's a lot of mana to just dirtle a bit. It was probably correct though, because playing Ballista now, you know, if they've got the... And it would be nice to have the option to reset the Spreading Seas in case they cast Ink Moth next turn. Yeah, that's true, Trellon. I missed that line. They're tanking on the Ballista. Yeah, it was like they were really in the tank on that one. It's the thing about trying to Spreading Seas and Ink Moth though is if they have a protection spell, they can blow you out. So we're just gonna sit with this Ballista, and by sit I mean attack for 2. Am I attacking? I guess I can't. If they boot up the Ink Moth and then pump it... Oh no, I guess I snipe it twice. 3 times in response. Once, twice, 3 times a Ballista. Oh, well, that's a really great draw. So this means if they suspend the first Ballista, the second one should get them. Another Ballista X2. I guess they could have another Wilt. So like Wilt plus good, like a good double pump spell. Yeah, so there's the suspend. I got 3 cards left in hand. If it's like removal and like 1 good pump spell, I'm in trouble. And 2 good pump spells is nightmare. If they like push like 8 damage this turn, like if they have the second kill spell for Ballista and then like a hit for 8, then we can reset the seas onto the Nexus. Although I need 1 more mana. But between my draw step and the draw off the Repeal, we should probably hit another land. But we'll find out. Opponent, you went to combat. I mean, I have to try to shoot in response anyway. What? This... Okay, whatever. So again, we're dead to mutagenic growth, but we're not even dead to it, depending on what their second spell is. Is it lethal? Well, no, the problem with waiting, Roy, is that if I wait, then it's basically uncountered. Like, I can't interact with this card at all if I wait. So it's like, this way pushes them to have the maximum number of cards, but they're only doing 7 damage because they did this in the wrong phase. If they had done this in their main phase, I would have died. And not by a little. So weird. I mean, they're just bad. No, that was the plan, Kaya. But this way I don't have to top deck land, which I didn't. I mean, if they have Wilt in hand at some point... I'm going to cycle one of these repeals on my own explosives here. I mean, it depends on my draw, but... So now I could do it, but I'm giving them a redraw. I don't really want to do that. Although it's better to bounce the seas. Like, I get 2 cards out of that. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to draw. This combination of cards is perfect. That combination of card is more dangerous. End step TFK, and then if I have to, I can Spreading Seas this to there. Again, if they have a protection spell, it ends up being really bad for me. Thanks for the follow there, Derzushi. Derzushi. Just discard the explosives here because it's not doing anything against that. Well, the situation's really quite... Jeez. Situation's quite dangerous. Yeah, we can seize Roy, but they could animate it in response and pump it. If fail, we Krasis. Yeah, as a 2/2. I guess they have to have a lot to beat all of that. Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna do because it's the best thing to do this turn. Oh, it didn't fail. Alright, getting worried about nothing. Yeah, it's true we just need a blocker. They don't normally play anything that tramples. Okay, I'll wait another turn on the Krasis just in case we draw the last Tron land, and I can always end step repeal the Spreading Seas on their Waterlogged Grove. I feel much more confident about it now that I've knocked out 2 Inkmoths. And I still have another 2 repeals. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Should have done that before I played my land. Apart from Force of Vigor, not too concerned about anything. Yeah. At the moment, there's very few ways we could die here. That is not the land I need. But it's better than that one. And honestly, it's better than this one at the moment. Okay. So let's make a big-ish Krasis. Repeal plus Krasis is kind of cool, huh? I mean, obviously, it's like super excessive, but it's neat. Like it's a thing you can do. Remanding Krasis. I mean, that's I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Damn. Y'all remember when they wilted my expedition map? And at the time, I thought, well, eventually we'll find our Tron. That was a funny moment that I thought that. Damn, it feels good to have a Krasis. A real Krasis, you know it's a fish. Real Krasis is a big jellyfish. Never done than playing modern face to face. Enjoy, Hung. Meme the place with Belcher? Hell yeah. Oh, that's fine, Trellon. I was just interested, like, because you swung by. And like usually if I give someone a list like this, I'll be like, now there is this card in it, and I do not think you should play this card. But you could. But you shouldn't. But if you want to, you can. Do you think the deck needs more artifact count? Like, if you cut the Psalms, are you looking to add an artifact? Or is that slot one way or the other? Like, how low can you go before your TFKs get a little loose? Okay, they're gonna mulligan that. Keep bottom gemstones. This hand kind of sucks, but we're on the play, so. So I guess this cuts me off of the highest. Yeah, this just cuts me off the highest possible. Could just run chalices. Chalice seems okay in the metagame. We're against Luris's Hammer. Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of having mono blue with a mostly lower curve and Hullbreaker. I like Hullbreaker and Shark Typhoon as the wins. I was playing Chalice in a 7-drop. Why? I don't think I'm understanding correctly. Luris's is the thing, absolutely. Crusherbot BG has won a challenge with this deck. And consistently performs well with it. I think their most recent placement was a 4th in the Sunday challenge. Luris's Hammer is absolutely a thing. Now, is it any good? That's up for debate. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have very strong opinions on it. I'm not one of them. It's rough to have too many cards that don't contribute to the casting Kraken plan. Well, with this deck, Trellon, I feel like the one of the strengths of this deck is that you can go end step the Kraken, and then you just untap, and you only need like one instant for a Kraken to defend itself and kind of be a house. So you have enough instants that I feel like you could get away with it, and then having a huge amount of mana means for any number of sorcery speed things you have in your hand, you can cast them all and clear the board, and then you only need to defend your Kraken with like one instant at a time. They got Pure Steel, they got Sword of Fire and Ice in hand. They don't currently have the mana to get it into play. That, though. So if they draw into a Memnite or a Doctor, which they didn't. Are any of the storage lands good in Modern? No. I mean, I've never seen anyone attempt to play them, Roy, so my assumption is no because people have done the work, but the truth of the matter is oftentimes you don't see something because nobody's tried it. And people have suppositions. So I can bounce a hammer, but bouncing a hammer is pretty weak. TFK on my turn. Discard Solemn, depending on the hits. And then we could still repeal the Pure Steel. Okay. This is about to get annoying. Oh, cool, they mistapped. Thank goodness. Yeah, they mistapped there. So I get a serious freebie out of this. So what should have happened is they should have tapped the Saga plus the snow-covered... Yes, good. Yeah. So they should have been able to just replay the Pure Steel there. And then get everything equipped. Now, this Ornithopter is a serious problem. Right, I mean, we have the whole Tron, for whatever that's worth. 2, 3, 6, 7. So, if they move the hammer, Solemn blocks the hammered creature, and then I get hit with the Sword of Fire and Ice. They get to draw a card. But at this point, I think I have to let them have it. Because removing the hammer from the Ornithopter means it gets flying back. But I think playing another Solemn here rather than just like trying to play out double Repeal is like much better. Because I'm going to have to bounce the Sword of Fire and Ice eventually, and that's not really a play. Oh. No, wait. This could work out. So I know what I'm bouncing. Because this means they're more likely to all in on the Thopter. So we just bounce the Shadow Spear. Perfect. So now we just need to draw a Hullbreaker and we could win this. All right. Well, that's something. That's not. So tower, so 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mana. I need 3 to bounce the sword. Theoretically, that keeps me alive. If they hammer up Ink Moth, we can block the Ink Moth and take the, I don't know, 16 damage. So this is how big my Krasis is. I'll draw 4. Seems reasonable. So they're not going for an Ink Moth with a hammer, so that's good news. So here, I'm just going to take the 13 and 2, bounce the Colossus Hammer, and kill the Pure Steel. All right. I mean, works for me. You'd think 15 damage was going to be lethal, but it's just not. And I get to keep my Krasis, which is kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. So if they ever find a Sigarda's Aid, that makes the game a lot more difficult, but... Sorry, what now? There's 7 cards in hand. Good lord. Mindslaver? There's no Mindslaver in this deck. That's the reason to play Blue Tron? I disagree. I think there's other reasons. So do we thirst for knowledge here to try to spike a Hullbreaker? It's the most efficient way to see what I have access to. Because at the moment, this is actually a problem. I don't have an out for this right now. Okay, none of these are the things I needed. Scry 2 and Thirst. Sure, yeah, I could have done. I can get EE? No, I can't. Remand Ballista. There's a play. No, there is no EE to get, Roy. That's the problem. Sorry, I should have been more explicit. Okay, we're just dead. If there's any more repeals in the deck, let me count because I think we drew 3. There's one more. Yeah. Crap. Oh, this is no. Oh yeah, we're bouncing the shadow. No, I need to bounce the sword. I missequenced in a way where now I'm in trouble. Oh, well, let's see if we draw it anyway. Nope. Yeah, we're dead. Trample and Pro Blue were the problems. Hey, Mord. It was just too much to deal with there. Is Hullbreaker better than Emmy? Which one? 13 mana Emrakul? Pro Blue doesn't matter. Is the Trample? No, they both matter. They were both problematic. They were both problems. $13? In this deck, Mord? I don't know. I like that card a lot. I don't know. Vaticabush put on an ad for Roybert Tito's. I think they were just song requesting based on Roy's name. No, it's not a problem. No, I want all 4. It was really long, too. That was like 4 minutes of commercials. So I don't have 2 blue sources, but maybe we'll draw them. Well, it's fine, Batagabusha. Just like it was just like weirdly like it didn't seem to be very comedic. Like the pacing was, it just seemed like an ad that was in Spanish. I mean, unless it was funny in Spanish. Yeah, Misty Breeding Pool is probably... Well, I like Pathways a bit. Like, I get them. I like the Pathways fine. Shadow Spear. So this probably means their hand has Pure Steel and a hammer? Not sure. Not really sure what that means. Okay with it, though. Okay. Can I read them or can I read them? Okay. Meme night. Wow. But you have the... What? What? Alright, whatever. No, there's no blast zone. We keep getting got by that. I mean, not getting got by it, but you know what I mean. It does not seem advantageous not to have a blast zone. Because I really want to draw... That's what I wanted to draw. Sorry, deck. Whatever I was going to say, I was definitely wrong. That's the one. That's what we wanted. Opponent asked me if I drew my cards in pairs. I said, I guess so. It's a good question, Larynx. That's a question I'm finding myself faced with in this deck. I really am. So Hullbreaker into EE on 0, bounce the Esper Sentinel, and then leave the 2 up to crack it to clear the Mem Knights puts me in a really, really decent spot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. My opponent says, by the way, doesn't Blue Tron have strong finishers or just unlucky? Are we dead to Ink Moth? Yeah, probably. They're 1 mana short. But I will be forced to block. They're no longer 1 mana short. I'm dead. If they see the line. I didn't, so maybe they won't. Yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe they won't go for it because of the Kraken. Nope. Yeah. I basically had to take that line. I didn't have anything that played around the Ink Moth there. Okay, so Solemn Simulacrum was just awful. I mean, it wasn't awful, but it was so underpowered. I don't think I've ever played a version of Blue Tron where that would be appropriate. Could you have played E? I guess I could have played E on one and passed and done like nothing. The problem, I flooded, so like I had the Kraken that I needed to get into play to have a chance, to win. Because playing the EE means I'm trying to draw another instant speed spell. My instant speed spell has to be blue, so. Yeah, I think you have to completely rebuild this deck. So first of all, I appreciate Hydroid Krasis, but honestly, I don't think you should play Krasis and Hullbreaker, because they're kind of for the same matchup, which is control. Or if you do, you shouldn't play 7 copies. Maybe you play Krasis, like fewer Krasis and fewer horrors, like a 2-2 split or something like that. So more, yeah. And like, yeah, 1 Krasis or a 2-2 split is maybe where we want to be. Oops. I feel like you could even have some of them in the sideboard, like when you run into control or something like that. Right. No, I agree. Like, Krasis is a fine card. Krasis and Solemn Simulacrum kind of feel like they do the same thing to me. And, like, obviously Trellon was saying, like, oh, Solemn's the best blue-green source out there. And it's like, I think you were memeing because Simic Signet is the best blue-green source out there. That said, I didn't feel like we were getting enough out of green at all. Like, I just think that blue is the way to go. Like, just play Blue Tron. Let's try some Hullbreakers. And Shark Typhoon. And then I think I want Warping Whale, because that's been doing well for the other colored Tron decks. And even Green Tron. I guess we have other counters, so maybe we don't need so much. What I want, though, is with Hullbreaker Horror, I want some things to play at instant speed that are easier to play. Like, these blue cards are really good, but we just needed more blue sources in the early game. We can get these pathways out, we can get the forest out. So we have room for a Blast Zone, probably. I like Blast Zone over the second Gemstone anyway. Just to high roll the Gemstone and never have people asking you if you're supposed to board it out in sideboard games. And then Elder Deep Fiend? Is that what you're saying by EDF? This is better than Elder Deep Fiend for this deck. There's nothing to sacrifice in this deck that makes Deep Fiend cheaper. So Hullbreaker Horror is theoretically much better at doing that job. Yeah. If you're cutting the Solemns, and I am. I don't think it would be wrong to have an Engineered in the main deck. I don't think it would be wrong to have a Chalice in the main deck. And another Tolaria West, maybe instead of like the 4th Ballista. Talisman is better. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I'm just making stuff up as I go. Yeah, we will use Talismans instead, obviously. Use different Talismans? Sure, I like that. Split the Talismans, tilt people like Spike. But it makes your deck look so unclean. It's not clean, people. Everything must be clean. Cleanliness is next to deck buildliness. Aren't the blue-black ones best? I know. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Like, you take 1 damage to remove 1 life. Whereas, like, yeah, sunbursting more colors is probably important a lot of the time. I want the green. It's like Talisman of... Why aren't they all together? There must have been some new set that came out that had them in it. Oh, here we go. Curiosity. Oh, we can get them in old frame too? Cool. Oh, but not progress. Or dominance. Someday. Alright. One X River of Tears? Yeah, you could. No, because you have to have a land drop. Yeah, EE is the reason, Mord. Yes, Mord, it's already been brought up, but the thing is, you have to take 1 damage to save 1 damage. Or you have to take 1 damage to save 2 damage, which is like, at the end of the day, just suck it up and cast Dismember. You're casting Dismember, don't worry about it. Again, that's my hand wavy thing, but like, I'm pretty sure... Just play Signets? No, because Signet is no good on turn 2. Which I guess you don't really need much mana for, but Signet on turn 2 into map is a play, especially because we have 2 Tolaria West that could come down on turn 1 as a tap land into the Signet on 2. With Relics and Dismember and map, Talisman is nice. Has this ever been an Urza Saga deck? I guess it doesn't really go with the Hullbreaker thing, but I'm just saying... I'm just asking the question, Carrion Lich, like, has it ever been an Urza Saga deck? I'm just curious, because I feel like I played, like, Temur Saga Control. Well, you say that, Gato, but U Tron does it all the time. Isn't the card better in decks with lower curve? U Tron. Look at U Tron. I mean, they're only playing 2. That's the thing. But you wouldn't want to play Hullbreaker Horror in that deck. But anyway, I'm not sure if the build we've gotten to here is actually any good or even better than what I just played. We split the matches against Hammer Time. I beat... Yeah, anyway. We didn't run into any mid-range or controlling decks. Everything was, like, hyper-aggressive. One Saga is fine. Which land we cut? Well, I don't want... Yeah. Probably just an island, right? Like, I've overloaded on islands compared to what you had. And the river. And I added a Tolaria West. I tried instead of one of the islands because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the River of Tears. Although you had the forest and the 2 pathways, so that was more colored sources. But I added an extra talisman, so we're up to 4 now. I'm not sure about Warping Whale, but I just know that Hullbreaker Horror wants things to cast on the turn you play it more than what we were able to do. It does, Larynx. Its subtype is Urza's Saga. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. Anyway, for those in the future who have been watching this on YouTube, the rebuild and all the fun that we had with blue-green Tron, or at least some of the fun, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos you're interested in, and I will see you there.